Right, match number 2 of this weekend. As we are watching Eagles ECR are taking on TRIPLICANE. As ECR have won the toss, they have decided to bat first, swings and misses out. Could be confused with the conditions reactions Tyagarajan here. As we've seen the first game early in the morning, where different style of reactions were being implemented on the middle of the game. The team Virugai have batted first. They've seen a couple of twists and turns in terms of bounce factors. The ball was kind of slowish. So you gotta wait and watch the reactions. But winning the toss and decided to bat first is a good option for ECR. Not just for this condition, also statistically they were good while batting first. Good use of the feet. Continuing with what we're speaking about, they batted twice. They batted first twice in this tournament. In both the games, they have scored 200 plus runs, 214 and 231. So it shows the kind of dominance that ECR had in this tournament. They have played 6 games, won 4, lost 3. In fact, lost 2. Wonderful use of the wrist. And that's been properly placed. Good save at the deep, in fact. Just taking things under control. Adding to what we're speaking about with the way how they performed so far in this tournament. Yeah. Adding to what we're speaking about. But before that, Chan for the first time opening for ECR. Chandrakant was a wonderful batter in the middle. We've seen him performing into different levels of cricket in different tournaments, especially for this side. When they batted first, he scored a wonderful 30 of just 11 balls. So that's one of those games which shows the kind of potential that he had in this game. Catches the call, and that's taken. That brings the first breakthroughs here. The decision of promoting the batter up the order is not working out for this game, but this is not the end. Unfortunately, Chandrakant has to depart. That's the first breakthrough here for TRIPLICANE. One for one. Wonderful over from Rohit. Just brought that early breakthrough that they're looking for. Speaking about the toss factor, it's an advantage for ECR in so many factors. Seems like a spinner in the middle. But what's most important is with the way how he's going to use this advantage. Wonderful placement at the gaps as the fielder chasing down the ball. Let's stop at the deep. So ECR have never lost a game batting first in this tournament. 6 matches played, 4-1, 2 lost. All the 2 games lost in this tournament came of batting second. So while batting first, they have batted twice in this tournament first and won both the games comfortably. So that's a big advantage for ECR. Whereas for someone like TRIPLICANE, they had different journey altogether. After those 6 games, just 1 game they have batted second, which is their first game. So overall, they have lost that 1 game. Except that 1 game, the next 5 games which went on to be a successful journey so far for TRIPLICANE, with one being a super over game, went on to be a losing game against Srinagar. So now what happens is it supports ACR statistics, whereas it badly impacts TRIPLICANE statistics. Keeping stats apart, in today's conditions we've seen a bit of holding on in the conditions, but at the same time batters have enjoyed scoring runs in the power play. The wonderful use of the feet, using a straight face of the bat. He's such a talented batter, one of the centurions of this tournament. We've seen 3 centuries in this tournament. Thiagarajan is one among them. But don't worry, the opposition were also having the same numbers. That's how it goes. TRIPLICANE skipper have also scored a century in this tournament. Quite good in control so far. Sukumar. Both the bowlers were taking things into control. That needs to be done at this point of time, because if you let ECR to score runs on the board, if you let someone like Thiagarajan to score runs on the board, then the pressure will be really high for someone like TRIPLICANE. He's finding it, the aerial route. There is a fielder under the ball, and that's taken. A wonderful catch. Anirudh it is, and wicket number 2 have fallen. We've been speaking about the threat of Thiagarajan, and that threat is now gone as he is walking back to the pavilion. That intention of going over the long off fielder is not quite working well for Thiagarajan. 3 for 2 now. Thiagarajan walks back to pavilion for 2 runs. J. Balaji, the new batter, in at number 4 for ECR Eagles. He batted into different positions in this tournament. He's one among the top run getters for ECR. So if Thiagarajan fails, all the expectations will fall under the hands of J. Balaji. Now we have to take care of that expectations, as this is one of the strongest sides of the tournament with the same numbers as of ECR. Both the sides have played 6 games, 4 wins and 2 losses. So this game is going to be crucial for both the sets, despite of statistics, despite of the pitch condition. It's a day's game that needs to be kept in control. Look at the extra bounce. Look at the extra bounce. It's high in quality, as this man is taking control of everything. Rohit, that extra bounce is something that's adding a lot more pressure. Even Shan, when he tried to play it over the bounce. He couldn't connect the ball. Solid basement done here for TRIPLICANE Marina. As what happens in the middle is, with the way how things handled, early breakthroughs not something that regularly happens for ECR. What they'll do is they have to build this partnership to the next level despite of what happens next. So to bring that partnership to the next level, they will work hard to take things under control. So the freedom of scoring runs within the power play will be contained by them. Such a wonderful bowling action. The high arm release with seam upright. Rohit is such a wonderful bowler to watch out for. Taking back a look at the way how he releases the ball. The reason behind is extra pace. Look at that jump, and then look at that release. That's one of those reasons why he's getting that connection better. This one is a full toss delivery anyway, but apart from that, we've seen most of those deliveries bowled by Rohit extract a bit of extra bounce comparing to the first game. Yes, it has a bit of extra bounce if the bowler bowls to the right areas. You have to target certain areas to bowl, because in this wicket that contains a lot more grass in the middle, there has been a bit of rough patches around. So if you pitch in those areas, the extra bounce is supporting the batters, in fact the bowlers. The wonderful running between the wickets, between the batters, both Pradeep and Balaji. Solid batters. The good thing about ECR is they have a lot more talents to watch out for. Not just single batter, it's about the entire team performing to the standards, which gives confidence to the rest of the side. And even when it comes to tail, they didn't have much tail at all, as 8 to 9 batters will bat comfortably. So these are those reasons why this is one of the solid sides to watch out for. So it's up to the bowling standards of TRIPLICANE, because they are having such a style of batting approach. So one team is known for its batting standards and the other team is known for its bowling standards. But the comfortable decision for both the sides is batting first. That's the problem here. TRIPLICANE have never won a game batting second. Catches the call, and that's dropped. That is dropped. I'm not sure whether it's easy or not, but that effort went in vain for them. Look at that. Look at that. Just taking things into control. 3 overs completed, 9 for 2. Starts off with the dot ball. Sukumar continues to bowl. We'll look back at the Rohit's bowling performance in the upcoming overs. But as of now, it's Sukumar's turn, because he's the one who dismissed Tyagarajan, one of the key batters. In fact, Tyagarajan is the leading run scorer of this tournament so far. So you now could sense the impact of that wicket. So it's up to Balaji now, the man who's standing at the non-strikers end, along with Pradeep MS. If these batters builds the partnership to the next level, then we could see things turning towards ECR. He's having close keeper behind the stumps. Now what happens is, it will cut down the freedom of the batter to lift his feet, to move forward or to move left and right. So this is the different style of pressure for the batters. If you have your wicketkeeper behind the stumps, he'll be shouting something to the bowler. That voice sometimes could distract yourself, and the fear factor that what if I lift my toes, what if I got stumping. So that thought process kind of restricts the batter's freedom of thinking and scoring runs on the board. For instance, if I'm thinking about the gap in the covers region, or I'm thinking about the gap in the square leg, my mind will automatically create the opportunity to score runs in these regions. Now what happens if a wicketkeeper comes forward? My mind will start thinking about the wicketkeeper despite of thinking about the covers region or square leg region. Strong shouts, and the fingers were going up. Wicket number 3 here. Hope things are okay. But this is how the wicket number 3 happened here. Early breakthroughs are falling for Triplicane Marina as they were taking things under control. But this one, the Yorker attempt went on to be a dismissal. Just taking back a look at that. Quite close. I'm not sure whether bat first or pat first, but the on-field umpire got convinced as his fingers were gone up. So wicket number 3, J. Balaji walks back to the pavilion. 10 for 3, ECR Eagles. Ten for 3 as Naif Ahmed, the new batter, left-handed batter, in at number 5 for ECR Eagles. As being a middle-order batter, I would have never expected that you'll be batting in the 4th over of the game. Of course, it used to happen sometimes. You have to be prepared. That's why he's batting up. But what's most important is, if you're batting for such a solid sides like ECR, you'll never expect wickets to fall down this early, right? Because for the past 6 games, they showed different style of batting altogether. But this is a different venue. They are the different opposition. Now the pressure is completely different, with Sukumar bringing up the breakthroughs. And the big strength is he's having his wicketkeeper behind the stumps. That kind of restricts the batter from thinking. This out of the box thought process will come only when you have a full freedom of thought process. If that's been cut down, then things will be out of your control. Good start. A free flowing batting display here from Naif Ahmed, which gets him off the mark with a single. In fact, couple of runs here. Wonderful running between the wickets. With one more to complete this over. 3 runs coming off this over. Another Yorker attempt here from Sukumar to end this over. Dot ball, 4 overs, 12 for 3. Rohit continues to bowl as they are eyeing on to increase the number of wickets. This early breakthrough might sometimes work for them for a long-term results. Pradeep is looking solid. He's at one man holding back at one end, and the other end we are watching wickets falling down consecutively. The first 2 wickets were different kind of approach. They wanted to attack the bowlers, with Chan trying to attack Rohit and Tyagarajan trying to attack Sukumar. So both the batters lost their wicket in the same region, with Chan within the circle and Tyagarajan at the boundary ropes. But the dismissal of Balaji is completely different. Sukumar invaded the stumps with full of confidence. This is what happens if we lose early wickets. The bowlers will get complete confidence and they'll take a different kind of approach. over the wicket to Naif. Look at this. This bounce factor is something that's troubling the batters. There is a bit of low bounce, there is a bit of high bounce in different areas. I've seen a bit of rough patches and cracks surrounded by the conditions, but what convinced me is the dry grasses, which is going to offer something for the batter. So I thought that bounce would be under trustable space, but it's not trustable. That's the problem, because you can trust in certain regions, but in certain regions it's not working as of expected. But this one's hammered through the covers without any fear of what's happening on the ground. This man throwed his bat through the covers. That went for the boundary. First boundary for Naif Ahmed. Look at that stroke. A typical left-hander's delight. Goes in style for boundary. Quite a bit of positive display here from Naif Ahmed despite of those early wicket falls. I've been continuously speaking about this approach of mindset, because what happens if 3 wickets falls early? The middle order batters will struggle a lot to score runs on the board. That's why the role of a middle order batter is quite challenging. It's a kind of scenario all the times when you come onto the crease. You have to adapt to the conditions. It won't be similar every day. And these bounce, I've been speaking about the multi-dimensional bounce factors. We're not actually supporting the batters. In some line you have to be pushing the ball. In some line you have to go back foot comfortably. In some line you have to go for the drive. Because the lengths are varying according to the line, according to the areas the ball is pitching on. I won't say it's a tricky wicket, but still you have to read these conditions by taking a lot more time. Even after playing 50 balls here, you should be very careful for the 51st ball. That's the kind of pressure here playing at Murugappa, especially this condition. And that's why what the team batted first done today was quite different approach. Team Virugambakam have scored a lot more runs within the power play. They have scored around 90 at the end of 8th over. What happened next is in the middle over, the batting side struggled a lot to score runs, but still with that 90 of 80 overs helped them to score good runs at the end of 20 overs. So that's how you have to psychologically approach a game. You should use the power play completely, because after the power play you may not know what's going to come on you, especially in these conditions at Chennai. After the power play, once the ball gets older or once spinners started coming onto the game, you can't see anything that's favoring you. This time through the covers. It has been quality fielding display so far. 19 for 3 ECR Eagles. Wonderful shot it is. I would like to repeat the same word. Style comes in play when Naif scores boundary. This is one among them. Just taking back look at this. Look at the positioning and that placement in style. This man reminding me of most of those elegant left-handers. And he's doing that under pressure. That's most important. Gently pushing through the covers for single. Wonderful running between the wickets. And this man is fighting hard to bring the team out of this crisis. Pradeep, MS and Naif Ahmed, two batters for building the partnership to the next level. Probably for the next 5 to 6 overs of partnership could take them to a survival zone. Then they can take whatever the risk that they are looking for, or they can decide the final total at the end of 20 overs. But as of now, it's about the partnership building despite of thinking about any other factors. Strong shouts over there as the wicketkeeper looks confident. Arvind was pretty confident with that decision, but on-field umpire is not getting convinced. They couldn't convince him because Sukumar is not celebrating much with that. I've seen Arvind asking for a loud shout and appeal. Catches the call, and that put it down, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of life for Pradeep here. You know, the previous one went on to be a close appeal by the wicketkeeper. Now this one went on to be a catch almost caught by the fielder at mid-on. Pradeep must be very careful in his stroke makings, because someone like Pradeep is much more important at this point of time, as most of the key batters have lost their way in the middle. It's up to the responsibility of these two batters to take things under control. I love this approach of confidence from ECR Eagles. Slicing it between the fielders was fail and offers a single for the side to end this over. That's 25 for 3. Right, the change of end here. After the 5th over, we've seen the change of end. For every 5 overs, the end will be changing. 3 overs for both the bowlers. Both Rohit and Sukumar continued to bowl 3 overs. It may be because of the mindset of the skipper. Sometimes the skipper loves to use the conventional way of bowling approach, with the top 2 bowlers bowling for the first spell with 3 overs each or 2 overs each, and then he'll be experimenting the rest of the bowling attack. For some skippers, it will be like 3 to 4 bowlers within the power play. They'll take such kind of risk factors. First time we are watching a spinner in action. Sendil, the new bowler, the 3rd bowler for Triplicane. That brings back Naif Ahmed on strike. I think the skipper would have brought Sendil to counter-attack Naif Ahmed. A left-hander against an off-spinner. It will be quite challenging for the left-handers to play against an off-spinner. So keeping that in mind, they would have brought someone like Sendil against Naif Ahmed. Bowling round the wicket to Naif Ahmed. Long arm is standing at the deep as this being the post power play. Played through the covers. This is smart cricket from Naif Ahmed. If something is not working on your favor, just bring the strike back to the non-striker and enjoy your game by standing at the non-striker's end. It's always safe for someone like Naif Ahmed to stay back at the non-striker's end for a while, just to make sure on the rhythm of Sendil. Trying to cut it down for confusion for the batter. These areas are quite challenging for the batters to score runs on the board. Trying to play it through the covers. That's quite good control, but unfortunately that goes for the boundary. It is fortunate for ECR Eagles as Pradeep Emmers, after struggling for a very long time, finally gets his boundary. Just watching the way how he played that cover drive, played it through the covers, bit of dust over there, and you could see the sweep cover fielder and the long off fielder chasing down. It eventually went for the boundary. 31 for 3, it's ECR Eagles. Pushing it into the back foot. Quite interesting to watch out for the way how Pradeep is counter-attacking Sendil, because this is something that I'm gonna speak about. But yes, this man is performing really well. I was preparing to speak about Pradeep's strike rate, but he came on form at the right time. This looks quite convincing with the way how he rotated the strike. 7 runs coming off this over. 32 for 3. Delvin, the new bowler, bowling at the college end. Pradeep on strike with Naif Ahmed standing at the non-striker's end. Seems like another off spinner. A full toss delivery, punished hard. Will be touching the hands of the fielder. Starting off with a single that brings back Naif Ahmed on strike. Now it's a two-way attack from the off spinners from both the ends, as Naif Ahmed should try attacking these off spinners to score runs on the board, or as if expected, ECR Eagles should lose another wicket. What will happen? Let's wait and watch. On strike Naif Ahmed. Full toss delivery, played it through the covers, as there is a man at the deep. Will be just a single. That's quite controlled performance so far here for Triplicane bowlers. Got closer to the batter, run out opportunity. Keep things under control. We're watching things happening out of control here. Triplicane are missing out that one wicket that they're looking for a very long time. You know, those behind the catch calls, those catch drops. As Deepak's wicket looks to be loosened up in the middle, he have to take care of his innings. A wonderful use of the feet. A full toss delivery that's been taken under control. They have scored anything above 65 at this point of time. The openers didn't lose their wickets early in the innings, That's why the importance of openers playing a long innings is much more important. What's a bit of inside out. So if any openers planning to make it big, all you need is to stay in the crease throughout the innings. If you try staying in the crease throughout the innings, things will fall in place for you. This has been quite good over to watch out for with single in every single ball. The last ball of this over. Cuts it away. No chance of going for single. Dot ball to end this over. 37 for 3. Seven for 3. As things were under control in the middle. Naif Ahmed and Pradeep for building this partnership to the next level as Sendil continues to bowl. 93 the projected score, but they'll try scoring more than that, because 93 is not enough to restrict such an opposition like TRIPLICANE. Cuts it away. Wonderful timing, but unfortunately not going for the boundary. This is disappointing to watch it for some things. When a batter plays a good shot, eventually it doesn't go for the boundary. Sometimes mind subconsciously expects the fielder to drop the ball or miss the ball. Going into the back foot to defend the ball. Things are quite good under control with the way how it's going so far. 39 for 3 ECR Eagles. Goes into the back foot. Wonderful timing. As Pradeep is looking much more confident. The more balls you face, the better you get. That's something, the better example evidently you could watch from Pradeep. He faced more than 30 balls today. Now he's looking much more confident than the way how he used it to be in the early phase of the innings. As this partnership is growing and growing and growing. Now the intention of that being a cut shot. Close call. As that went on to be run out opportunity. They should be taking things under control. Dot ball to end this over. Just 3 runs coming off this over. 40 for 3. Money, the new bowler. Money jaunty trying to play through the covers. Pradeep is having different answers to every other bowler here. This is something called a quality batting display. It's not about scoring early boundaries and scoring runs on the board. It's about handling the pressure that shows the quality of a batter. This game needed a quality batter, and Pradeep is a quality batter. You should continue batting with a similar kind of display. Walks out and trying to go through the mid-wicket region. Fortunately, it was not connected better, because sometimes if you connect the shot better, it may eventually reach out the hands of the fielder. So you're not losing your wicket. You will continue to bat on to make wonders in the middle. Typically, experts and critics rate a good innings by the kind of opposition you face, the kind of pressure in the game, and most importantly, the kind of condition that you're playing the game. I'm not sure about the third point. Catch is the call, and that's taken. A quick cameo of Naif Ahmed is coming to an end. Surprising breakthrough it is, but Money Jaunty brings that breakthrough. The idea of bringing on a lot more off spinner is working well here for Triplicane Marinas, as we've seen that soft dismissal. Naif Ahmed walking back to the pavilion for 16 runs. It's 43 for 4 ECR Eagles. Forty-three for 4. With 3 more to end this over. Feroz, the new batter, in at number 6. Tarzan, it is in his jersey. Jersey number 24, Tarzan. But as of the scorecard, he's Feroz. Starts off with a wide ball. I think coming back strongly at the right time here, Triplicane, because they've been setting the tone for the big partnership. If you let them to continue with the same rhythm for next 2 to 3 overs, both Naif and Pradeep would start to thrash the bowlers for boundaries. So right point it is to bring up that breakthrough. Now it again goes to build the innings. Swings and misses out. As the wicketkeeper chasing down the ball, that is one of the slowest boundaries you could ever see in the game of cricket. It's been travelling. No man was standing at that position, and slowly took its own time and reaches the boundary rope. 48 for 4. நீங்கள் தானே அந்த பவுண்டரி ஸ்டேஸ் பண்ணது ஃபுல்லாக ரீப்ளே காட்டிட்டேன், கவலைப்படாதீங்க. Pushing it into the back foot. Dot ball to end this over. 48 for 4. 48 for 4. Feroz and Pradeep. Good start to Feroz in the early phase of this innings. That's quite good under control. Anirudh, the new bowler, we've seen him fielding really well in the middle. A wonderful catch taken by him to dismiss one of the key batters, Tyagarajan. A medium pacer, in fact, Anirudh. As he is getting ready, another bowler here. Bowler number 6 from TRIPLICANE Marinas. And that's been played through the covers. Wonderful try from the fielder, saving a couple of runs for his side. Now the biggest restriction for Pradeep MS is he had a good partner. He took some freedom to score runs on the board. Now he is having a new partner. It's his responsibility to give some time to Feroz. Will Pradeep go for the big shot, or will he try to build the partnership again with Feroz? And that's why you shouldn't lose a wicket after setting yourself well in the crease. Now it's adding different pressure to the other side batter. Anyway, it happens. That's a part of this game. 50 up here for ECR Eagles, despite of the troublesome start, despite of the hurdles that they face so far in this innings. That's quite good number, a milestone number, 50 for 4. Pradeep on strike. The question that we're discussing about: will Pradeep gets freedom to score runs on the board, or will his license be seized? Let's wait and watch. He's still taking the license to score runs on the board. He's taking care of his own innings, as he's well set, and now he's doing that as of his expectations. That eventually promote Feroz batting too. What happens is, if Pradeep tries scoring runs on the board, he'll score runs on the board, boundaries and singles. Whenever Feroz gets a strike, the only role for him will be to rotate the strike. Somewhere it actually connecting the dots. It's high in the air and landed safely. Rotating the strikes consistently with 1, 1, 1, 1. That kind of breaks the confidence of a bowler, because if a bowler concedes a boundary and if he comes back with a dot ball, he'll be looking better even after conceding 4 runs in 2 balls. What happens is, if he continuously concedes singles, it'll break the confidence. At some point of time, the bowler might think that the batters were very confident, very, very comfortable to rotate the strike. So that pushes the ego of the fast bowler. So this is a different psychological attempt to push the bowler into the back foot. Through the covers, hammered, but unfortunately they had a fielder at the deep. Will be just a single. What happens is, if you build this partnership to the next level, for instance, if you're not losing much wickets in the next 5 overs, then things will be under control for ECR Eagles. Eventually, if they lose much wickets in the next 5 overs, for instance 2 to 3 wickets, then you can't expect ECR to score more than 120. Quite good. Dot ball to end this over. That's 53 for 4. 53 for 4. Santosh, the new bowler, trying every other bowlers. That's quite different kind of approach from the skipper. He's experimenting a lot with the bowling attack. What happens is sometimes the skippers will use the same bowlers to increase the wicket numbers with the way how the skipper used the power play bowlers. But now what he does is he's using different bowlers in the middle. I'm not sure what's running on the thoughts of the skipper. But whatever change he does is working well for them. Another one through the covers. All those big shots were becoming just a single. Trying to play it into the back foot. Lucky runs here for Feroz. Good stop at the fine leg region, saving 3 runs for his side. Pradeep MS. In fact, most of the runs came in the past couple of overs were through the sweeper cover region. Probably the bowlers were inviting the batters to play that cover drive, or they're trying to make the game work on the offside. Bowlers have the special talent of moving the game with one side. If they continuously bowl at the offside, you have to score runs on the offside. If they bowl to your shoes, you have to score on the leg side. So it's up to the bowlers' thought process of reciprocating certain things on the field. It looks like Santosh is trying to move the game towards the offside. He's having a sweeper cover at the deep. He's having a long off at the deep. He's inviting them to go for the cover drives. Look at that. Look at that. Similar kind of approach. The only thing you could do is to score runs on the offside. That too in certain areas. Cleaning him up, it seems. That's clean bowled here. As you could see, just single stump standing at that position. Easy dismissals here. Look at that. Look at that as the stumps were flying off. Wonderful breakthrough. It is Santosh brings the breakthrough as Pradeep MS played a very long fought knock, but unfortunately couldn't make it even much bigger. 26 of 39 walks back to the pavilion. 57 for 5 now, ECR Eagles. Logo, the new batter. Look at the strike rate. Don't look at anywhere. 165 the strike rate. 3 centuries for his name. Not in this tournament, but he's having the track record. He's a very big hitter. Typically tries to find aerial route. Even looks like Kieran Pollard in some frame, right? Not like Kieran Pollard, but yes, the body language. Starting off with wonderful punch through the covers for single. He's getting off the mark with that single. The body language of Logo itself says he's a different zone cricketer. The confidence body language, look at him. Look at the attitude. Look at the way how he walks. Solid, confident, fearsome. obviously. Swings and misses out. Dot ball to end this over, 58 for 5. Anirudh continues to bowl. The wicketkeeper was literally sitting on the grounds. I've never seen most of the wicketkeepers sitting on the grounds for the medium pace bowlers. Even for spinners, they'll be stretching themselves as low as possible. Now he's standing. Seems like he was not ready for the previous delivery. Anyway, he managed to take things under control. Swings and misses out. The tower goes for the wide ball, and the area that he is bowling regularly is something that's taking things under control. Sweeper cover is that one region where you couldn't score much runs in the board, as there is a fielder at the deep, and these bowlers were consecutively inviting the batters to play in those regions. Another swing and misses out. Logo is planning to make it bigger, but Anirudh is having different answers to Logo. Who will win this battle? Is it going to be Anirudh or is it going to be Logo? It will be interesting to watch out for. 4 dot balls in this over. In fact, 3 dot balls in this over. This is quite good, under control. One more dot ball it is. It's 13th over of the game and Logo is being controlled completely by Anirudh. Back to back dot balls. Feroz is watching it at the non-strikers end. He's watching all the actions happening around the ground. This time got the connection through the covers. Muscled it go for the boundary. Only Logo could do this. As of Ravi Shastri's words, like a trace of a bullet, the immediate moment after he hit the ball, it was over the boundary ropes. Quick boundary. First boundary for Logo. With one more to end this over. Feroz is comfortably staying at the non-strikers end, waiting for his opportunity to bat on with the last ball to complete this over. Cuts it, gets the thickish outside edge as luck favors the brave, they said. Well said, this brave man got a bit of luck to score boundary. Back to back boundaries to end this over. With this one, the luck that we're speaking about. 66 for 5. Santosh continues to bowl. Now the close running between the wickets that brings back Logo on strike. Good work from Feroz. He's doing his job perfectly. His role would be to rotate the strike and give it back to Logo, and he've done that. Look at the way how he's stretching out. Can we see some massive sixers here? We didn't see much of a sixers in this innings, as this innings has been completely dominated by TRIPLICANE Marinas. A bit of low bounce. This is where you must be very careful. You can't trust the bounce completely here. I could sense the disappointment on the face of Logo, as he was not happy with that bounce factor. Look at that. Look at that. Very disappointing to watch. And this reaction says it all. Steps out and got the connection better. That beats the fielder within the 30-yard circle. No chance for the fielder to stop that going for the boundary. One more boundary here for Logo, as this man is looking in prime touch. He's picking gaps at the right areas. This one went on to be behind the backward point region. 5 runs of 3 balls. Came back on style. Now you could see a change in the field positioning. They're having a third man at the deep. Long off sweeper cover, long on and deep mid wicket. Rest of the fielders were standing inside the 30-yard circle. It's a different style of approach. In fact, they're having a short third man and a wider third man, so the ball won't be changed. But the trajectories will change, as no chance for the fielder to stop that. Another boundary, another quick connection from Logo, as this man is doing the recovery process here for ECR Eagles. You know, wherever they lost the momentum, look at this. Immediately the moment after he hit the ball, everyone knows it's gonna go for the boundary. Quick stroke making here from Logo. Again, back-to-back boundaries here. Pressure on the bowler now. Now Santosh has to look at different options to come back strongly in the game. Steps out and got the connection better, as the fielder chasing down the ball. Good try, but unfortunately goes for the boundary. It's hat-trick of boundaries despite of that effort from the fielder. Logo, the man in form. Look at that shot. Not a better connection, it seems. It's a bit of change of pace, but still manages to score that boundary. 79 for 5 now. 13 runs coming off this over with one more to go. 21 of just 11 balls here, Logo. Will be a dot ball. In fact, that's a wide ball. Runs coming off this over, with this being the last ball of this over, as Logo this time targets a long off region where there is a fielder, but still it goes for the boundary. And this magic continues here. 18 runs coming off this over. With this one was a better connection, but there was a fielder. Look at this. He couldn't stop that going for the boundary. It's 84 for 5. Anirudh continues to bowl. That's such a wonderful over. Now after a long over, now Feroz gets his strike back. Will he go for the big shots along with Logo? Or will he be just rotating the strike and give it back to Logo? Let's fire and watch. Swings and misses out. It's a positive sign here for ECR Eagles as that brings back Logo on strike. 333 the jersey number. '85 for 5 as Anirudh continues to bowl. On to the pads. Not better connections. This is the right areas to bowl onto Logo, it seems, because he's good at extending his arms. As long as if you bowl outside the off stump, he's a big player, he's having big hands, so the extensions will be very easy for the batter. So these are right areas where the batter is not having much freedom to extend his arms. If Anirudh continues to bowl at the same areas, yes, there is a bit of possibilities of bringing back Logo down in this over. Now he finds the aerial route as fielder under the ball. Just to watch that going away from the fence for a maximum. If you are having a game plan, I'm having better output for that. Look at that shot. Look at the connection. It's not a small ground, ladies and gentlemen. It eventually goes for a maximum. It will go for maximum anywhere. The partnership moves to 34 of just 17 balls. Into the 30s now, Logo. This is smart cricket. This is smart cricket. It's not just about hitting the balls away from the ground. Sometimes you have to play smart cricket. The technical nuances of the game when it is being bowled at the pads. It's just slicing the ball for a single. Wonderful batting display from Logo. 2 more to end this over. As this eventually moving on to be an expensive one with Feroz on strike. This is the turn of Feroz. He's not getting better connections out of it. Moving for just a single. Right, the last ball of this over. Will he go for a single or will he continue with the same style of approach? That's $1 million question in the middle. With 93 for 5, ECR Eagles setting the tone comfortably for the death overs. 32 of 15 here, Logo on strike. The big question is whether it's going to be single or an approach for a boundary. Last ball of this over. Sensible batting it is. As of his teammates' words, single to end this over to keep the strike back for the next over. 15 overs completed, 94 for 5, ECR Eagles. Money John T back into the attack. Starting off with the dot ball. He's one of those bowlers who brought breakthrough for Triplicane at the right time. I'm not sure about this phase of the game. This phase looks like more into ECR's favour, as this man's form completely changes the context of the game. Good work behind the stumps, saving a couple of runs for his side. So the possibilities of making it into 150s will be very high for ECR at this phase of the game. So it's quite hard for Triplicane in case if they fail to dismiss this batter as early as possible, because they've almost dismissed 5 batters. With Logo's wicket coming in control, things can fall in place for them. Another big swing and got the connection better. It'll be just a single. Within that gap, we've seen a wonderful shot from Feroz this time. You would have confused whether it's Feroz or Logo. It's Feroz, the shot into the back foot. What a wonderful connection it is with a spot in bat. One more to end this over. So far, it's been quite good over from Money Jaunty despite of that one maximum. A single wide and a single. As they've been searching down the ball. And finally got the ball, which went out of the fence. 100 up here for ECR Eagles with that maximum. Gets the ball in control as the fielder is being placed to the region. Swings. This time a grounded stroke to rotate the strike. He'll be keeping the strike back for the next over. 103 for 5 ECR Eagles. It's 113 for 6 after 17 overs. Wonderful shot, but that's into the hands of the fielder. That brings the shot cameo of AB coming to an end. This becomes 113 for 7 now. One one three for 7 with Pradeep, the new batter, with the same jersey. If I'm not wrong, it's Tarzan 24. Anyway, Pradeep, the new batter, walking into the crease in at number 9. I think it's high time that any of these batters should give strike back to Logo, should give company to Logo. As the scorecard is being stuck in the middle, Mani Jonty, the man who dismissed the previous batter, to bowl his third over, is one of the prominent bowlers to watch out for in this game. Swings and misses out straight away, getting off the mark with a single. That brings back strike to Logo. Through the covers, a proper placement, but that went on to be a dismissal. Another wicket in this over as Mani Jonty brings the breakthrough again. The danger man is gone now. Logo, after scoring 35 of 21 balls, is finally walking back to the pavilion. This is how the previous dismissal have happened. As you could see, the disappointment. Logo is not satisfied so far. 114 for 8 ECR Eagles. One on 4 for 8 with 17.3. Pradeep is at 1 in as you're watching the new batter in at number 10 for ECR Eagles. Mani Jonty 3 wickets by conceding just 18 runs. Now looking at this position, where will they end this innings? If they continue to play till the 20th over, there are a lot of possibilities of them ending this innings around 130. So it's about the wicket column. Parthasarathi, the new batter. Such a wonderful bowler, Mani Jonty is bowling smartly, he's bowling in the right areas. The other pressure for Logo is he didn't got much strike enough for the past couple of overs. He's waiting at the non-strikers in and watching all those wickets falling. That kind of adds a lot of pressure for him. Of course, he would have played that, but unfortunately he went back. The decision was not paying off for him. Parthasarathi, the new batter. Into the back foot. And not going for the single. That's such a wonderful over so far. It is a single run came on this over and 2 wickets for Mani Jonty. 114 for 8 after 18. Anirudh to bowl his last over. 3 overs, 22, 0 wickets for him. It happens someday, it won't happen someday. In a T20 game, all you have to do is to maintain the momentum despite of what happens to you. Because economy is something that's gonna help you in a long way. So no need to worry about the wicket column. It'll happen, it'll not happen. But if you bowl economically, it'll happen to rest of the bowlers too. Because it's about a collaborative effect of creating that impact. So that effort might sometimes adds a bit of advantage to the rest of the bowlers. You would have added that pressure. Out of that pressure, the batter would have lost his wicket to the next bowler. Anyway, let's come back to this. Anirudh to bowl his last over with his first ball. Starts off with the dot ball with Pradeep and Parthasarathy. Two new batters, probably two new tailenders, are the lower order batters. Would have not expected to bat on at this early in this innings, but that's how it happens. Swings and not having much connection out of it. Can they be able to make it above 130? That's the expectation running on the thoughts of everybody sitting at the dugouts. But whereas for Triplicane, those 2 wickets will be running on the minds. What if they dismiss the batters without scoring 120, less than 120? Slices it at the point region, but this will be just a single. But at this point of time, singles are also much costlier because every run is important as you lost 8 wickets. Swings and misses out. Couldn't be able to control the bowler as Anirudh is repairing his numbers at the final phase of his spell. Just 2 runs coming off this over that adds on his numbers to 24 in 3.4 overs. If he continues to bowl a couple of dot balls, this would be a wonderful number for him to complete this spell. But Pradeep is having different thoughts on his mind as the fielder is chasing down the ball. That went on to be a boundary. Should have stopped, but Vinod couldn't stop that at the third man region. Lucky boundary, but also innovative boundary here for Pradeep. Intentional through the covers that eventually fetches a boundary for his side. Look at that effort. Tried everything to the perfection, but unfortunately couldn't grab the ball in hand. Rohit it is, in fact. It's not Vinod. 6 runs coming off this over. 120 it is now. ECR Eagles. Bright chances of them making it into 130s. Lucky one to complete this in over. 121 for 8. $121 for 8. Santosh to bowl the last over. Starting off with a white ball. Lucky runs here for ECR Eagles. Just 8 more to make it 130. Will be psychologically good total. Will be having something to fight on in the second innings, ECR Eagles. For that, they need just 8 more runs. More than that is always welcome, but the minimum guarantee must be 8 more runs with Pradeep on strike. Got the better connection as the fielder chasing down the ball. Good save at the deep. Will be a couple of runs on the board. Wonderful running between the wickets. Quite a bit of positive batting display at the end phase. 3 overs, 3.136 for 2 for Santosh. Picked up 2 wickets, but at the same time the numbers were not much convincing comparing to the overall team total. Contrast performance here from Santosh. Swings and misses out. This time it will be a dot ball. This is the area where Santosh is looking for. But the problem here is sometimes there are a lot of possibilities of it going for the white ball. So you should always take things under control. Will be very challenging for them to watch out for. Got the connection. The sound says it all. As that goes a long way for a maximum. This is the shot that they're looking for. Now the 8 runs have been scored quite easily. Into the 130s now. Look at the shot selection. They travelled a long way. And the long on fielder just watches the ball going for maximum. 135 looks like a good number for ECR. They can fight hard against TRIPLICANE with this number, because anything might happen in a T20 game. With 3 more to end this over. This went on to be an expensive over, it seems. Thickish outside edge. They are coming back for the second run. A wonderful running between the wickets. $11 runs coming off this over. Quite good with the way how they are performing so far in this innings. We expected some 8 runs, but it went on to be 11 runs in 4 balls with 2 more to end the first innings. Will he go for another big shot? Change of pace works here for Santosh. Now to bowl the last ball of the first innings. No chance of making it to be 140 mathematically, unless or until some magic happens, some extras happens. But there are a lot of possibilities of making it to 138. In case if Pradeep goes for a maximum. Wonderful innings from Pradeep at the end phase of this innings. Once Lohu left the pitch, this man carried the hopes, as this will be a white ball. So extras were happening. Now there are a lot of chances for them to make 140 as a target. $12 runs coming off this over. Managed hard. Was just single to end this over. That's 134 for 8 at the end of 20 overs. ECR Eagles lost early wicket, struggled hard in the initial phase of the innings, but few batters batted well. With that effort at the end, Logu connected some balls to boundaries and sixers, with Pradeep finishing things off. 134 for 8 ECR Eagles at the end of 20 overs. With TRIPLICANE Marina boys need 135 to win this game. Will be quite challenging. Typically it's an easy target as well as a tough target. Let's wait and watch how TRIPLICANE Marina are going to chase down this target. 135 to win the game. Right, 135 to win the game. Triplicane Marina were quite successful with the way how they bowled in the first innings. I'll say in different phases it was dominated by different teams. Initially it was Triplicane, at some point of time it was ECR, again it's Triplicane, again it's ECR. So the expected after that initial breakthrough was around 90 or 100, but they made it 134. ECR was quite successful for them. That could bring a lot more confidence for them. But what's most important is Triplicane have restricted ECR from scoring 200. ECR were known for scoring 200 while batting first. So now having 134 in front of them, how can ECR defend this total? It's going to be a different challenge for them. Let's wait and watch how they're going to defend this total. Whereas for Triplicane, of course, they just played one match by bowling first, in which they lost the game. So yes, chasing is quite challenging for them, but this game might be an easy one, as this is different venue. The target is quite better, 135. You can't say it high, you can't say it low. It's at average situation where the one who fights well could make it happen. He's clean and crispy with the way how he's managing things. But the openers were Arvind and Ilaya. Kamal with the ball. Swings and misses out. Starts off with a wide ball. Having wonderful bowling action here, Kamal, with Arvind and Ilaya. Extras, things went out of control, as this went on to be another extra. Pressure on the bowler for sure, because at this hot humid conditions, when you continue to bowl 6 plus balls, in fact 7 balls being bowled by him, but the accountable were just 2 with 1 single and 1 dot ball. As that went on to be another extra. I think the fielders must have a chat with him to have a proper discussion on what's working, on what's not working. A deep breath must be there. Six wide balls so far. Finally, first runs on the bat comes here for Ilaya too. Is getting off the mark with a single. Eight for no loss. Must be tired with the kind of approach that he's been doing. Maybe sometimes for some bowlers, the first over won't be getting into the rhythm, and sometimes when you bowl to the left-right combination, you won't get your angle perfectly. There were different reasons, but I'm not coming for a conclusion that this is that reason which restricted Kamal from bowling in the right areas. It used to happen. Even greatest of all time bowlers will have these issues. So that's a great lesson, that you shouldn't judge a bowler by his first over. Trying to slice it. Couple of dot balls in this over. Just 2 runs came on with the bat. 3 dot balls. With 1 more to complete this over. Both Arvind and Ilaya were taking their own time in the middle, as the target is quite average, not much high, not much low, so they can consolidate things as late as possible. Went back to the regular routines here. Another white ball. White number 7 in this over. Heading back to what we're speaking about, I could hear no cheers from the fielders. I could hear no much solid advice from the fielders. Nobody's easing out this man. Everyone were looking a bit of disappointed. That's how it looks in the middle. Single to end this over. That's 10 for no loss. Now Tyagarajan with the ball. It all started when Tyagarajan stood up out of control with the bat and he failed to perform. That continued to be the poor form of Balaji. Not poor form of the day. Now Tyagarajan with the ball to contribute his side. He's such a solid cricketer with carrying on with multitasking. It's not about the skill set, it's not about the technique, it's about the mindset of certain cricketers. Tyagarajan is such a kind of cricketer with solid mindset, adaptability to the different conditions. Those are the reasons what keeps certain players on top of the game. The thought process matters a lot. Wonderful use of the feet. Playing through the line. He's taking his own time in the middle, Arvind. He knows the importance of building the partnership rather than going for the big shots. The mistake done by ECR Eagles in the first innings of power plays, they lost much more wickets early in the power play by trying to go for the big shots. Whereas when you look at the way how TRIPLICANE Marina boys are performing, they're just watching the ball, playing solid cricket. They know the importance of partnership. If these two openers play together for the first 10 overs, then it's going to be straight away victory for them. Placing it between the fielders. So keeping all these things in mind, any one of these batters must try building the partnership. But the next batter, the other batter, should take some freedom, because you have to unsettle the bowlers, you have to push the bowlers into the back foot. If you try giving a lot more confidence to the bowlers, then you can't take action against the bowlers when you try to shift the gears. So you should always be on top of the bowlers' mindset. You should read their next step. For that, some shocking boundaries must be there, some shocking risk-taking shots must be there. Any one of these batters should take that risk. As they are having a sweeper cover at the deep and a third man at the deep, which shows the kind of clarity that Tyagarajan is going to bowl outside off stump, as he is having 7 fielders on the offside. So it's going to be outside the off stump, inviting the batter to go for the cover drive or the cut shot. Slight bit of change in the angle. You could see the trigger movement from Ilya. His intentions might be falling on the leg side. Sometimes what happens is, if a bowler sets such a kind of field positioning, it eventually triggers the batter's mindset. When you're having mid-on and fine leg on the leg side, the rest of the places were kept empty. Now what happens to the batter's thought process is, he'll eventually move himself across and try to play it through the leg side. But this is way outside the off stump. This intention sometimes works, sometimes it will be a trap by the bowler, by just tempting the batters to go for such kind of decisions and dismissing the batters. So Ilya must be very careful in taking his own decisions. Yes, I would appreciate the decision of playing it at the leg side, because just Midan was the only fielder in front of the stumps at the leg side. So you can take that freedom of scoring runs on the board on the leg side. Wonderful use of the wrist, proper placement, as the fielder covers the ball to make just a single. Another thing is the pace at which Tyagarajan bowls. You can't just time the ball to go for the boundary. If you want to score the boundary against these kind of bowlers, you need to hit the ball, you need to push the ball to move forward. Anyway, that brings back Arvind on strike. Just 2 runs coming off this over. One of the controlled overs from Tyagarajan. Despite of the first one, went for a couple of wide balls. Pushes through the covers. Quick running between the wickets. That's a wonderful running between the wickets. Single to end this over, 13 for no loss. Four of 7, 2 of 5. Rhythmic left-handed batters were absolute delight to watch out for. Not just in the international standards, we've spoke about Alastair Cook's batting, we've spoke about Tom Latham's batting, Shikhar Dhawan, Saurav Ganguly, Gautam Gambhir, a lot more left-handers elegance, Yuvraj Singh of course. Along with it, some first-class cricketers, even in international standards. Abhinav Mukund is such an elegant batter. Faiz Fazal from Gujarat. So it's always a delight to watch left-handers playing free-flowing strokes on the field. Pradeep with the ball. Third over and a third bowler. Of course it happens because sometimes when your first bowler hardly fails to perform, you have to give some time for them to come back stronger. It's recovery time for the bowler. Gets a bit of thickish outside edge. That eventually goes for the boundary. First boundary of the bat from Arvind. In fact, first boundary of this innings. Just taking back a look at that, his intentions were to go through the covers. That bit of low bounce and quick delivery that went for the boundary by getting thickish outside edge. As of our regular statement, luck favours the brave. 17 for no loss. Now the start that Pradeep was looking for. Despite of that first over went for a couple of wide balls, some skippers will be having different approach. What they'll do is they'll use 4 different bowlers for the first 4 overs by analysing the performance of those bowlers, and then they'll come back with a decision. That's a different kind of approach altogether. Wonderful single it is, using full phase of the bat. It kind of helps the captains to reassess the conditions. Numbers won't help you in a T20 format. You may be the leading wicket taker of the tournament, but that doesn't assure that you're going to perform well today. So it's all about the day's game and the day's pressure. To handle the day's pressure, the one who's getting the proper rhythm, the one who's performing really well will be getting the extra over, or the one who's having the better lengths will be bowling an over in the death. So it's about preserving quality bowlers for the later part of the innings, where the batters might be targeting to score much runs on the board. A lot more to discuss about the game plan of T20 format. Of course, a lot more criticism for this particular format. What a shot! What a shot it is! Of course, that's a single, but this shot should be appreciated. These kind of shots just mesmerizes us. As being a cricket fan, as being a cricket viewer, as being a cricket critic, whoever you may be, you'll just enjoy these kind of stroke makings. Look at that shot. Wonderful stroke making. $19 for no loss. Another wonderful use of the wrist. No chance of that going for a single. Good save from the fielder. We've been speaking about the approach of understanding the T20 format. Of course, there has been a lot of criticism. Some players like Michael Holding, some players like Bishan Singh Bedi, the late Bishan Singh Bedi, they've continuously criticized this format as this format is not suitable for the fast bowlers. Eventually, this is not that format to resist. Of course, I'm also the biggest fan of Test cricket. Test cricket is that one that tests the patience of the batter, patience of the fast bowler, the temperament of a cricketer. But what's most important is the instant decision making. The presence of mind will be tested in T20 format. You need to put a lot more game plan. You need to think out of the box to do what needs to be done at the point of time. With the last ball of this over, just 6 runs coming off this over after that first ball went for the boundary. Wonderful comeback from Pradeep. Juicy cover drive. Misfield it is, went for the single. Just 7 runs coming off this over. Wonderful over from Pradeep coming to an end. 7 runs coming off it, 20 for no loss. Triplicane Marina boys. Ten of 12 balls, 3 of 6 balls. Both Arvind and Ilya were setting the basement stronger. Once you set the basement, you can take whatever risk that you're looking for. 20 for no loss after 3 overs, halfway through the power play. Well left. Thiagarajan continues to bowl. We spoke about the thought process of a cricketer, the experience of a cricketer. Thiagarajan is such a kind of cricketer. We've seen him performing well in this tournament. Unfortunately, it was not happening today. But with the ball, he could contribute for his side. The thought process matters a lot. We spoke a lot about Dwayne Brower's bowling ability. It's not about his pace. It's not about his techniques. It's about the thought process of a bowler, the way how he reads the mind of the batters, the time he bowls the slower ones, the time he bowls the quicker ones. That comes out of experience. Thiagarajan is exactly that to Triplicane Marine, to ECR Eagles in fact. So they'll be expecting some breakthroughs here from Thiagarajan. So far no signs of breakthroughs, as both Ilya and Arvind were playing solid foundations, not taking much risks in the middle. Once the batter trying to take much risks in the middle, there are a lot of opportunities for the bowlers to bring up the breakthrough. Now what happens is, 2 solid batters and you have to push themselves out of that control. That's a different pressure altogether. Wonderful shot, it is through the covers, but no chance of going for the boundary. I love the fielding standards of both the sides. Good work at the first innings from ECR Eagles. Now Triplicane Marina boys, now ECR Eagle fielders were doing it really well. Resembling the color too, right? Dark shades with black covering most spots of the body. Resembling eagles, of course. Another one at the offside. You can't go for any single zone. The field placements were spot on. All you gotta do is trying to go over the mid-fielder or trying to go through the covers in the air. But what's the question is, will you take that risk? Even we'll be speaking about this contribution part in the first over. If any one of these batters were trying to settle down, the rest of the batters, the other batter at the non-striker end, should try to attack the bowlers, just to put the bowlers into the back foot. Which batter it is? That's the biggest question. Is it going to be Ilya or is it going to be Arvind? Any one of them should take control. But as of now, I could see nobody taking control in this innings. Both the batters were trying to spend some time in the crease. What happens is it will increase the confidence of the bowler once they look at the numbers. Look at this, 1.4 overs, just 4 runs conceded by Thiagarajan. It will boost his confidence for sure. Now he's finding the aerial route, trying to go over the mid-fielder, and he was quite successful with that. That goes for the boundary. Immediately the moment after we're speaking about the intention, Ilya is showing some intent, scoring his first boundary. I love that stroke making, look at that. Gutsy, not the better timing, but still he manages to beat the fielder at the mid-off region, and that eventually travels a long way for the boundary. Welcome runs on the board here for Triplicane Marina boys, 25 for no loss with one more to end this over. Swings and misses out, will be a wide ball. Trying to extract a bit of extra pace. And Thiagarajan is not quite satisfied with that decision. He's just asking calmly. It's not kind of an argument, it's just a question, inquiry. And now he's heading back to his normal routines to bowl his last over. You could see him looking tired, sweating hard. as the condition is too hot and humid. Now it's quite getting better as it's 5 p.m. in the evening. White ball again. Disappointed Tyagarajan. He's asking the batter, swings the bat, it's into his space. So the ball was in the reach of the ball. That's the point of Tyagarajan. The bowlers will always express their own perspectives. Of course, the on-field umpires will be having different thought process because they are having the better view of it. Let's don't get too serious into it. 7 runs coming off this over. Lost ball. Swings and misses out. This time you don't need to fear Mr. Tyagarajan. This will be a legal delivery. Dot ball to end this over. 27 for no loss. Pradeep continues to bowl. Cuts it away. That beats the fielders. Will be just a single. They're heading back for the second run. Chance of a run out. Wonderful running between the wickets. Good innovation between Arvind and Ilaya as these partners were getting better as they spent time together for the past 25 balls. Yes, I've seen a bit of intent from Ilaya too. That's pretty mandatory at this point of time. Just you can't be enjoying the freedom because at the later part of the innings we are not sure about the conditions. We are not sure about the light. So keeping everything in mind, they have to make sure that they are keeping things under control. Quite good. Beating him up with the basics. He's strongly following the basics, Arvind. Now that's becoming a threat for him. If you follow the basics, you will be stuck around certain regions within the basics. You have to do something out of the box. That's something that could keep you in the game. Steps out and couldn't reach the line of the bar. I think he's expecting a bit of extra pace because once the bowler generates the pace, Arvind could be easily going for the cover drive. As he's bowling medium pace and the ball is holding on a bit, Arvind have to wait for a long time to go for the shot. That's the problem for Arvind, it seems. The required run rate and current run rate were quite closer. Seems like TRIPLICANE Marina boys were going in a proper rhythm. Now trying to go across. The ball is in there and that's taken. It's an easy sitter. No mistake done by Chan. Taking back a look at that. Not sure about the shot selection. It's premeditated, it seems. And that's comfortably taken. Celebration. Happy faces everywhere. First wicket is gone. 29 for 1 TRIPLICANE Marina boys. Again, Marina boys, 29 for 1. Satish Babu, the skipper, at number 3. There are 3 centurions in this tournament, with one being Tyagarajan of ECR and the other batter being an OMR player. And the third batter is Satish Babu from TRIPLICANE Marina boys. Once he starts going, he'll be making miracles on the field. Such a kind of solid performer. Got off the mark straight away with that single. Just 3 runs coming off this over with that wicket. This is quite good over for ECR Eagles. With the last ball of this over, he's searching for something. Pradeep MS is searching for his mark to start up the run-up. This is quite mandatory for a fast bowler. Trying to go for the big shot. This time got the connection better. No man standing at the deep. They'll be going for the boundary. The intent that we are speaking about, Ilya is still showing that intent. This is such a positive sign here for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. Look at the head position and look at the placement. At the middle of the bat, and that travels a long way for the boundary. 34 for 1 after 5. Now the end changes. It's from the college end for the next 5 overs as Tyagarajan continues to bowl. Slices it at the third man. Heading back for the second run. Wonderful innovation between the batters Satish Babu and Ilya. But acting as quick as possible with his last over of power play. They're having a third man wider standing on deep point fielder. Tyagarajan is placing the fielders at the same areas, which seems like he's interested to be at that region. He's interested to bowl at that region. Still having just 2 fielders on the leg side. What if the batter moves across and plays it at the leg side? I think if I am a batter, I would do that. I would do that to push the bowler into the back foot. Control stroke making here from Satish Babu. That brings back Ilya, the man in form on strike. We've seen him scoring a couple of boundaries. He's trying to find aerial route. As this being the last over of power play. Eight for 1. Satish Babu and Ilya rotating the strike regular interval of time. Got the balance to the perfection. This is the area that I'm speaking about. If they time it to perfection, they could eventually score a boundary at that region. I think the batters should discuss about that particular gap, as Tyagarajan continuously places fielders, just two fielders at that region, as the ball goes for the boundary. $38 for 1. For 1 it is. Looks like a good power play number. The current run rate is better than the required run rate. Some changes in the field positioning, but the deep fielders were standing at the same areas. A wider third man. In fact, a different approach here from Tyagarajan is having a gully fielder. What's the need of a gully fielder at this point of time? And he's attacking the stumps. I think Satish Babu or Ilya must go for that region. It will be Satish Babu from now, as one more ball to complete power play. Satish should try going that region. Right, the last ball of power play. At the same area where the fielder was being placed. This is not much sensible to watch out for. End of power play, that's 40 for 1. Change of bowling. Arun Balaji, the new bowler. As a wicketkeeper standing behind the stumps without helmets, Logu is quite confident about his wicket-keeping qualities. He stalled so that he could get some balance out there. An off spinner. Starting off with that slice spin attack here after that power play. Now the fielders are being spreaded. 5 fielders maximum allowed outside the 30-yard circle, with one being at the deep square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, and sweeper cover. Typical field positioning for a spinner. The vacant spaces were fine leg kept empty, and you could go for a late cut against off spinners. What a wonderful shot it is. That is something called sensible. With one word to express, sensible batting display. Just now we are speaking about the gap in that particular area, the fine leg region. He immediately went on to score boundary in that region. Use the pace of the bat, proper placement as it races out of the boundary ropes. 45 for 1. You know, this is called smart cricket. This is called innovative cricket. You have to read the field position. Now straight away there is a fine leg fielder. Pushing the bowler into the back foot. Satish Babu, such a sensible batter to watch out for. Whereas for Ilya, the approaches will become completely different. You know, now where the gap is the short third man is standing wider. There is a backward point fielder, so the cut shots will be good enough to score runs on the board. Slicing between the wicket keeper will be good enough, but the areas he is bowling is different. That's something is working well for them. As he is getting ready, Satish Babu. Change of style, it seems. Seems like he bowled a leg spinner. Just taking back a look at that previous delivery. There has been a shade of a leg spinner that we've seen in the previous delivery. We'll continue with that now. The next ball. Yes, he's bowling more arm balls and different angles altogether. You can't just trust him as a half spinner. He's having his own variations. You have to be very careful to approach such kind of bowler. 7 runs coming off the Dover. 48 for 1. In fact, 8 runs came off the Dover. That's 48 for 1. .48 for 1, with 87 required of 78 to win the game. Run rates were quite equal. Logo standing behind the stumps. Karthik, the new bowler, another spinner into the attack. It's a two-way spin attack here from ECR Eagles. All they need is a wicket column filling regularly. So their intentions must be on wicket column. Continues to bowl Karthik. Trying to contain things under control. That's a wonderful over from Karthik so far. Same kind of field positioning. No fine leg fielder for Karthik too. Can we expect another paddle sweep from Satish Babu? Lot of opportunities. He's doing it at the unexpected moment. What a wonderful bowling it is from Karthik. He's pushing the batter under pressure. He is trying for that paddle sweep that we are speaking about. Paddle sweep is not happening, but run flows on the boundary ropes as it goes over the boundary ropes for the boundary. Look at that. Look at that. Again, I'll say luck favors the brave. It's a lucky runs here for Satish Babu and TRIPLICANE Marina boys, which gets 50 up here for TRIPLICANE Marina boys with that boundary. So this intention must be there. Once if we show such a kind of intention, the fielders will change their positions. The bowlers will be getting that fear of what if Satish plays a ram shot. Still, there is no fielder at the fine leg region. Will Satish go for the paddle sweep again? If I'm Satish, I'll go for the paddle sweep again, because there is no fielder at the deep at fine leg. He is going for that paddle sweep. That is Satish for you. Smart cricketing action, smart cricketing style. Fielder chasing down the ball, getting a couple of runs on the board. Such a smart cricketer to watch in the modern day terms. Nowadays we are watching all the players going against the bowler, going straight, going at the V form to hit the sixer. Back in the days we've seen those legendary batters playing these cheeky shots. Someone like AB de Villiers doing it again and again. So smartness must be there. You should steal runs rather than hitting runs. So stealing is much more important. That's a key word to be a better batter. Another paddle sweep, no doubt that Satish will do it again and again and again until you place a fielder. Wonderful stop it is. That's a wonderful stop from the fielder. Kudos to his efforts, saving 2 runs for his side. Good cricket all round overall. Look at that, the shot selection 100%, the stop 100%, everything is spot on. Taking back a look at that previous delivery. Look at the chase. It was traveling quickly, in fact. And there comes the hero of the moment. Look at the save. Look at the save. Wonderful effort. 2 to end this over. 56 for 1. Trying to swing the ball. Good work behind the stumps from Logu. He's trying to go for the sweep shots. Not showing much interest in placing fielders at the fine leg region. Still there is no fine leg, of course. Now Ilya on strike. But still there is no fine leg. Satish Babu, you won million hearts, man. If people watching this match live, they'll admire this batting standard. Now that brings back Satish and strike back. Can we expect the parallel sweep again? Or will they go with the fielder at fine leg? They are going with the fielder on fine leg. As you could see, that fielder, the man who saved that boundary, he's straight away heading back to the fine leg region. This is called the success. You're manipulating the field positioning. Still he's going at the same region. Interesting to watch out for with the way how the game is being approached. Now the loophole here is there is no short third man standing behind the wicket keeper for Satish. Now for Ilya there is a short third man. Ilya is playing different cricket altogether, whereas Satish is playing different cricket altogether. Overall it's a different pressure altogether for someone like ECR Eagles. So now the vacant space is at short third man. Two options for Satish. One is the letting the ball to go and slice it behind the wicket keeper, or the other is the reverse sweep. Now he's playing straighter. The light is getting down. There are times for the next 30 minutes, no need to worry. 6 PM, you must look after the light factor. So the batters must be very quick in terms of chasing down the target. Another wonderful save at the deep. The fielding standard of ECR Eagles was spot on. Just look at that stop. The dive at the right time from Chan saved the boundary. 62 for 1. (62 for 1) with 73 more to win the game in 66 balls. Satish Babu and Ilya were the same numbers, surprisingly 18 of 18. But now it's increasing. With that sweep shot, the sound said it all. Will be just a single, but the timing and the balance said that he is in good touch. He is in good form. He will be making wonders today. How many sweep shots he played today? Such a wonderful batter, Satish Babu. Right from the moment he came to bat on, we've been speaking about his batting potentials. We are witnessing his batting abilities. I think that's the real success of a batter. We couldn't talk anything out of cricket when he is on strike. Now Ilya on strike. Oh, that's beaten by flight. But there are no signs of that being a dismissal as the batter walks away. That's a wicket, in fact. Breakthrough is here. As Ilya walking back to the pavilion, wonderful batting display, 18 of 19 ball, flighted the ball through the air, and that went on to be a wicket appeal. As you could see, Ilya walking back to the pavilion, 63 for 2. Continues to bowl Karthik as Delvin, the new batter. Wonderful bowling it is. The way how he flights the ball. Logo is ready behind the stumps to make it as a stumping. Wonderful running between the wickets. The flight that actually confuses the batters. They were being beaten by the flight. Ilya was being beaten by the flight. Now it's Delvin in at number 4 for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. With just 70 more runs to win the game, the match is in complete control of TRIPLICANE Marina boys, but still, the spinners of ECR Eagles were not letting them to win the game easily. There comes the real difference here. Until some batters like Logo should come in the middle and they have to take the innings into control. That's when you could see the change in this innings. Slices it at the point direction. Run out call. That's a wonderful running between the wickets. Satish Babu. The expectations were on Satish Babu to build a big innings. A half century from him could easily take them into the winning stage. Now there is no fine leg. Satish Babu on strike. Straight away they are adding a fine leg fielder. Now you could see him on screen. No extras from ECR Eagles. That's the difference. They've been quite disciplined right from the beginning. Flighted ball. Slices it at the gap. Almost did it to the perfection, as there is no player standing as fine at the short third man region. Another flighted delivery. Wow, interesting bowler to watch out for this man, Karthik. Every single ball he bowls is drifting out, turning away from the batter. 67 for 2. Halfway through the innings, halfway through the chase, 67 for 2, TRIPLICANE MARINA by 68 more to win the next 10 overs. With 8 more wickets in hands, looks like the AC contenders of this game, TRIPLICANE MARINA boys. But don't ever underestimate the potential of ECR Eagles. What if 2 back-to-back wickets falls at this moment? ECR Eagles might easily come back stronger in this game. But anything might happen. We have to wait and watch. Naif Ahmed, the new bowler, seems like another spinner, as Logu loves to keep wickets for the spinners. He loves to do stumpings, as both Logu and spinners were adding on a bit of balance together. The stumpings were working really well. Bowls the quicker one. Starts off with a single. Naif Ahmed. You know what ensures the victory of TRIPLICANE MARINA boys is as long as Satish Babu stays in the crease. It's not about playing an impactful innings, because what you need is run a ball. For that you need a solid batter to stay at the crease at one end. The rest of the batters could take risk, or they could also spend some time in the crease. But solidity matters a lot in these games. Just angling into perfection, as everything is under control. Seems to be quite good with the way how things were being handled. Another arm ball that's been pushed down for single. .68 for 2. As the light is going down, it's 5:45. They have to rush things, keeping light factor in mind. Both Delvin and Satish Babu. This is not a floodlights ground comparing to the Omega, which is a floodlights ground. So keeping that in mind, they have to rush things as quick as possible. There has been exchange of bat, it seems. They've been waiting for the change of bats. .68 for 2. TRIPLICANE MARINA boys with 67 more to win the game. The bats were being exchanged. Delvin on strike. They've been rotating the strike. They're believing the strike rotation leads to victory. But light is an anti-climax here. You can't just fight against ECR Eagle. You should also fight against the light factor, as you're batting second. Wonderful use of the feet, proper placement. Heading back for the second run. What's interesting is he's stealing runs within the ground. He's scoring runs within the ground. He's converting ones into twos. He's picking the gaps. He's continuously rotating the strike. Both Satish Babu and Delvin. These are the factors that describes the quality of a batter. Of course, scoring big sixes also matters a lot. But sensibly, if you could be able to cheat those 11 players on the field, then you're the king of the game. 73 for 2. Good shot selection, proper placement, and that's a good fielding too. Good quality cricket all round overall it is. This is the shot we're speaking about. Look at that. Playing as late as possible. Not falling down for any strokes early. Kamal back into the attack. Another one way outside the off stump. This is even much better connection. He's pulling a lot more short balls, inviting him to play the cut shots. Should have played the cut shot because there is no man at the deep. Even there is no third man. Oh, this is the intent we are speaking about. This is the right area where you have to bowl. This is not allowing the batters to go for the cut shot. Wonderful use of the wrist. Delvin is rotating the strike. .59 more required to win 51 balls. As things were under control, TRIPLICANE Marina boys were trying to make it a huge impact in the middle. Swings and misses out. That goes for wide ball. Shocked Kamal couldn't be able to digest that. He's not satisfied with that result. You could hardly remember Kamal bowled around 8 wide balls in the first over. Took his own time in the middle. Now he's coming back. Started off really well. Now it's going back as wide ball. In fact, that looks like a legal delivery. Another one, this time at the gaps as it beats the fielders. No chance for the fielder to stop the ball. That goes over the boundary ropes for the boundary. A much needed boundary at this point of time. Proper stroke making came into play. Just taking back a look at that shot from Satish Babu. In fact, such a wonderful placement. And that eventually reached the boundary. In fact, Delvin it is. Will be surely a wide ball again. 10 runs coming off this over easily. Kamal must work on his lines. Probably it may be today's efforts, today's errors. It's not the regular numbers of a particular cricketer. You can't judge a cricketer that early. He's struggling hard to bowl at the right areas today. Oh, he wanted that second run. Some miscue in the middle. That brings the breakthrough here for ECR Eagles. The partnership gets broken as a set batter, Satish Babu, has to get back to the pavilion. That's a wonderful innings coming to an end. Satish Babu, 26 of 26. Unfortunately, that innings is coming to an end. That miscommunication. Not sure whose fault it is, but yes, Satish Babu was halfway at the crease right the moment the throw was being offered. 84 for 3. Anirudh, the new batter. Shows left-handed batter. 122 the strike rate here for Anirudh. In at number 5 here for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. At the middle of this chase, they've been looking comfortable with the way how they're chasing down this target until Satish Babu lost his wicket. Now this looks a bit trickier, as these two batters will surely take the next 5 overs for scoring 20 runs to settle themselves. And then the target will be quite challenging for them. Also the bad light will be a huge impact. So it's important to score quick runs as early as possible. The wonderful running between the wickets, heading back for the second run. Couple of runs on the board. Arun Balaji continue back into the attack. 2 overs, 14 for no loss for him. 14 for 0 wickets for him. Now he is with the ball to restrict the batters from scoring runs on the board. As Delvin is good at running between the wickets. He's been scoring runs by stealing 1s into 2s, 2s into 3s. Now he's trying to find the aerial route that finds the hands of Chand. That's what I'm gonna trying to say, but the result is completely different as he put on an easy sitter. He's one among the top quality fielders on the field, but unfortunately it happens to every quality fielders. Look at that. Not a better connection, but it happens. Look at that. He did everything perfectly, but that's unfortunate. Even as being a commentator, I started telling that Chand caught the catch. It used to happen in that way. Lucky runs here for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. That brings back Anirudh on strike. For the the first time in today's game. Anirudh, left-handed batter, the left-right combination. Close call it is. Strong shout from Logu. Disappointed. Logu is not satisfied with that decision. He's pretty sure that that was a dismissal. Just taking back a look at that previous one. He's asking for caught behind. Looks like it is caught behind. Or is it stumping appeal? I'm not sure. Yes, it's caught behind appeal. Bowls a googly Arun Balaji. Punishes hard. Anirudh gets his first runs on the board. Getting off the mark with a single. $87 for 3. Pushes into the back foot with just single. Strong shouts again. No signs of that being a dismissal, as you could see a lot more appeals going on in the middle. That brings us to the end of this over. $13 overs, 89 for 3. For Anirudh and Delvin, need 46 42, and that is a change, a surprise change with the ball here. AB, the new bowler, is one among the top wicket takers of this tournament. Such a quality bowler to watch it for, who could turn the game, who could change the game at any point of time. $89 for 3. in complete control here. AB with the ball. Highly rated bowler, highly expected bowler from ECR Eagles. Using him at the right point of time. The left arm spinner. Played through the covers. A proper placement. They wanted that second run and they are running back for the second run. Wonderful running between the wickets. Running between the wickets is becoming a big key factor for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. The boys are spot on in terms of choosing those twos. Even after the wicket of Satish Babu, they've been taking things under control. Now can AB be able to turn the clock around the favour of ECR Eagles? That's a big question waiting in front of us. Bowls a bit of arm ball as the flighted deliveries are not working as I've expected. Sometimes you have to be defensive, sometimes you have to be attacking. There should be both the kind of approach from a bowler. This is AB special. A straight Yorker attempt. So now he's going defensive. He's not looking for wickets, he's looking for dot balls. Because both the things were important at this point of time. Now a flighted delivery will be just a single. Couple of dot balls in this over with 5 runs, in fact 4 runs coming off this over. Two more to end this over. Punished hard, and that is a man of the deep. Will be just a single. 5 runs coming off this over with 1 more to complete. You can't just be reliant on a single bowler too much as he's coming back after a game. He's under pressure, he's trying to take things under control. But what if the batters were having this survival mentality? AB can't make much difference in this game. Heading back for the second run again. Another wonderful 2. Chance for the third run too. They're not going for the third run. 96 for 3. Arun Balaji continues to bowl his 4th over. A sweep shot got the connection better. That eventually travels a long way to go over the boundary ropes. Arun Balaji is very dangerous with his googlies and typical leg spinners. If you read the bowler perfectly, you could be on top of the game. This seems like a googly. That's a wonderful sweep shot. He's speaking about in front of the square leg fielder, and no chance for him to stop that. 100 up here for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. With just 35 more to win the game. Quite good under control. You don't want to go with the dot balls, Anirudh. That's the mentality. That should be the mentality for every other batters. You shouldn't go for much dot balls. You should go for 1s and 2s continuously. Throws the bat. No chance of that. Going for a single. Keeping things under control. Swings and misses out. Now he's fetching a single over that. Good innovative effort from Delvin, as Anirudh got stuck in the middle after a couple of dot balls. Now eventually gets a single over that. Delvin on strike. Right through the covers as the fielder chasing down the ball. He wanted that second run, Delvin, but Anirudh sends him back. As the game gets crucial, it still supports TRIPLICANE Marina, boys. ECR Eagles should try something to come back stronger in this game. Trying to find the aerial route, catches the call as the fielder under the ball. That's taken under pressure. Pradeep, the fielder, Pradeep MS did it, and the celebration says it all. The desperation from Arun Balaji's face, because he wanted that wicket after that first ball boundary. He went out of control. Anirudh wanted a maximum. Now look at the reaction of Arun Balaji. That shows everything. That's 15 overs, 102 for 4.
शेयर कर दो
102 for 4. 33 more to win the game. As a new batter, Mani Jaunty into the crease. As he straight away, that one misfield offers couple of runs on the board. This fashion continues. You have to give kudos to Delvin and his efforts of running between the wickets. The reason why he's not finding aerial routes is the dismissal of Anirudh. You can't take such kind of risks at this point of time. As AB continues to bowl, fell out of desperation, couldn't take things under control. With few more deliveries to complete this game, 29 of 29. Intended sweep shot, strong appeal, and the fingers were going up. The intention of bringing AB into the crease is working out finally, as this man brought the breakthrough that they are looking for. Mani Jaunty, he is the batter being dismissed. Unfortunately, Mani Jaunty couldn't be able to make much of impact. Golden duck it is. Straight away the fingers gone up. 106 for 6. Nitish Kumar, the new batter, in at number 7. 29 of 28 to win the game. As long as Delvin stays in the crease, there are a lot of possibilities of them winning the game. .107 for 5, TRIPLICANE Marina, boys. As the game is getting closer, the bad light might impact the game from here. They should be very careful. Strong shouts again. This time no signs of the fingers going up. AB is getting too dangerous. He's becoming a big threat to TRIPLICANE Marina, boys. Quite challenging to face such a kind of bowlers. Pushing for singles. You can't go for sweep shots at all against such a kind of batter bowlers, as AB is waiting an opportunity to dismiss these batters. If you give small space to him, then definitely it's gonna be the end of your story. With Delvin to face the last ball of this over, another strong shouts, but no signs of that being a dismissal. I'm not sure about the appeal. The reason why they are appealing for that, they were asking that to be a clean bowled, but no signs of the on-field umpire raising their fingers up. As the conversation gets increased, (26 of 24 to win the game. Last 4 overs with 26 more to win the game. For ECR Eagles, it's just 5 wickets in front of them, with AB having 2 overs to be bowled. They've been hardly looking for those wickets to fall, as Nitish Kumar and Delvin was that one key batter you have to look at, because he's someone who's changing the context of the game, now picking the gaps at the right areas, as that travels a long way for the boundary. A much needed boundary at this point of time from the bats of, seems like it is Delvin. Gets the boundary, comfortably raises over the boundary ropes. No man standing at that position. Now this increases the opportunities of them winning this game with just 22 more of 23 balls. Getting himself comfortable on the crease, Delvin the batter. The last moments, the pressure builds for both the sides. One on 4 for 5. Naif Ahmed continues to bowl. Goes for another good shot. Ran the first run quickly. No chance of going for the second, and both the sides were fighting really hard. Not sure who's gonna make it happen, but both the sides have fought really well. I would like to give kudos to both the sides. Sensible batting display here from Nitish Kumar too. Both Nitish Kumar and Delvin were taking things under control. Just teams required to win the game. 19 odd to win the game. Goes over the bowler's head as a fielder chasing down the ball. Could save at the tip, saving it to be a single. Another easy pickings for the batter. Every single ball gets some runs on the board, with 8 runs coming off this over. With 1 more to complete this over, just 17 more to win this game. Now, the biggest threat for them is the light. It may impact the batters at some point of time. Single to end this over, and Delvin will be keeping the strike back for the next over. That's 119 for 5, TRIPLICANE Marina boys. AB back into the attack. That one key bowler that they looked for, but unfortunately this went on to be a boundary. You can't blame the bowler, but sometimes it happens in the game. You know, the thickish outside edge, the quickness of AB. It's a quick delivery, and that's it. That's gone for the boundary. Whom will you blame for this? You can't blame anyone for this. It happens in a part of the game. Just 12 more to win the game for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. Vidyabi continues to bowl. Wonderful use of the wrist. I think this man deserves to be the player of the match, Delvin. He's been fighting hard right from the initial phase of the innings. He built partnership with different batters. He stood for the side. Even at the time of wickets kept on falling. Another strong shout from AB. But no signs of the fingers going up from the on-field umpire. The focus might be on Nitish Kumar at this point of time, as him being a new batter. You could dismiss the batter by threatening some deliveries. Wonderful use of the wrist, as both the batters were looking solid with the way how they are taking things contra. Just 3 sixes in this innings. Steps out and uses his wrist, plays the ball at the right area. He wanted that second run, Delvin, but Nitish Kumar sending him back. Almost got closer with that appeal. 126 for 5 with 17.5 overs. Just 9 more runs required to win the game here for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. Single to end this over. 127 for 5. Eight of 12 to win the game. In the driver's seat at this point of time, TRIPLICANE Marina boys. Unless or until if 1 or 2 wickets falls in the middle, there will be opportunities for ECR Eagles to come back into the game. Still operating with the spinners. Karthik back into the attack. Another wonderful spinner to watch out for. He flights the ball really well. And for Karthik, behind the stumps, Logo will be a better partner to watch out for. But now at this point of time, you must be productive. You must defend the batters from scoring run. You should try picking the batters' wickets. Dual role for all the bowlers, but this man is cutting the ball at the right areas. And he kept on pushing singles into twos. That's where they won the game, TRIPLICANE Marina boys. They came close, in fact, to be very honest. Maybe those twos should be controlled. They should have went on for a single. Nitish Kumar on strike now. Just 1 sixer away for the victory of TRIPLICANE Marina boys. But 6 of 10 to win the game. Trying something cheeky out there. Strong shouts us from Logo. Trying something cheeky. He's trying to finish the game, it seems, Nitish Kumar. Should have some discussion with Delvin. on what needs to be done, because Nelvin is that one batter who continuously focused on what needs to be done. He focused on the process, never took any emotional decision in the middle. Pushing it for singles. Now chance for the second run. Heading back for the second run. Another run it is. Overthrows are spoiling the dreams of ECR Eagles. Now just 3 more runs to win the game. Everything is under control at this point of time. Now what will you do to restrict the batters? Just 3 more runs with 1 boundary away. With the likes of the previous boundary which went on to be a thickish outside edge. Can we see the game getting completed in this over? Catches the call. And that is taken. A wonderful innings coming to an end from Delvin. 36 of 30 balls. As disappointed, Delvin walks back to the pavilion. Wonderful catch taken at the short third man region. 132 for 6. Such a solid knock it is from Delvin, the man who stood it with his side. I was expecting him to finish the game, but of course he did everything. Just 3 more runs required to win the game when Delvin got back to the pavilion. A round of applause from everywhere. Standing ovations for this man, for his efforts to make this match happen. Good thing about Delvin's innings is he believed in running between the wickets rather than going for the boundaries. He tried scoring runs within the ground, not away from the boundary ropes. Such a smart cricketer, along with Satish Babu, the skipper. .132 for 6 with Sukumar, the new batter. In at number 8 for TRIPLICANE Marina boys. Cuts it on, got the connection better. Will be just a single. And he'll be keeping the strike back for the next over. 2 more to win the game in the last over. 133 for 6 TRIPLICANE Marina boys. .133 for 6. 2 more to win the game here. TRIPLICANE Marina boys. Slices it, no chance of going for a single. Starts off with a dot ball. Can we be able to see a drama here? Is there any space for a drama? 2 of 5 balls. The last over thriller. Anything might happen. One of the solid bowlers with the balls. He's having that ability to change the game at any point of time. Now that's how it happens. Every fielders were standing within the 30-yard circle. You couldn't steal that single. What happens? Will they go for a boundary? Abby will never leave you to score boundaries. He's such a solid bowler. He's spot on with the ball. One final chance here for ECR Eagles. Single opportunities, wonderful running between the wickets. Now that brings scores well level. 134 for 6. Just 1 more to win the game, or it will be a tie at the end of 20 overs. What will happen? You're watching one of the most closest T20 games. 2 good sides. TRIPLICANE Marina boys taking on ECR Eagles. Both the sides had wonderful journey throughout this tournament. It's equal performance from both the sides. You can't say one team as a loser, one team as a winner. I'll say both the sides have played wonderful cricket. Kudos to all the cricketers participated in this game. We've enjoyed all the 40 overs of action. Now that gets a bit of extra runs over there. That's the finish of this game. In 19.4 overs, TRIPLICANE Marina boys were finishing this game. 135 for 6, winning the game by difference of 4 wickets with 2 balls to spare. And this close contest against ACR Eagles, Triplicane Marina boys were winning the game, and Money Jonty from Triplicane Marina boys is getting the man of the match award. 3 wickets for him from his 3 overs. Hard luck for ACR Eagles. Wonderful fight from them. They fought till the last over. 2 good quality cricketing sides showed proper quality stroke makings and quality bowlings. Overall, it's Triplicane Marina boys had a little bit of edge against the ECR Eagles and winning this game by difference of 4 wickets with 2 balls to spare. That's the story of match number 2 of this wonderful weekend from CPL. We'll be joining hands in the next day, the Sunday. We'll be having another wonderful games to watch out for in this tournament. Stay tuned with us.
ஃபெரோஸ் பாய் இல்லாதனால தான் மேட்ச் தோத்ததா சொல்ல சொன்னார் ஃபெரோஸ் பாய். 100 ரூபா கொடுத்தாரு அதுக்கு. தேங்க்யூ.